Hello everybody, glad you could make it. My name is Kaylee Ellen and welcome to this video. I'm sat on my floor. I've never sat on my floor. I really wanted to sit in front of this spread here, right, because I thought it was so pretty and my chair doesn't go low enough. So I'm really sad about that. So we're just going to sit on the floor. So I have a plant haul for you today. You can probably tell from the title that it is a alocasia plant haul. It's going to be really chill, really chatty. I want to take you through things I've got, why I've got them. Full disclosure, I haven't actually bought all of these. Some of these were gifts. So before you go criticizing me for spending loads of money, I actually really haven't. I've been really conservative, to be honest. Before we kick off with the alocasia haul, I may as well update you on a few things around me. Hence, we are sat here. So actually, I'll pick this up really quickly because although you guys have seen this, I just want to tell you how it's doing. So this guy here, hang on. This is my wonderful Alocasia Platinum and he is that big. He's pushing out a new leaf still. He's taken ages, to be honest. He's got, hang on, can I just put that on my knee? Yeah, boy. He has a few of these crispy tips since I transitioned him over. You may or may not know when I got him maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that. I didn't actually wait to acclimate him very well. I think I had him a few days, but generally speaking, I didn't really wait. I just got going with it. I just think, especially in the case of alocasia, they're going to shock anyway, so I may as well just get over and done with. So this and nearly every baby does have this problem here on the tip. I'll show you that a little bit closer if I ignore my face. I don't even have any special lighting on me today or anything. I'm just literally just sat above my beautiful skylights because it's finally sunny enough. It hasn't been previously. It's been too dark and I've had to put lights on, but I don't now, so I'm really happy about that. I also have it potted up in my pond, but the other day I just thought, why not? I put some green deca over the top. I'll show you in my hand if I can. Can I? That's really hard to do. Like little green, minty green balls here. So I put them on the top. It's just my decorative top dressing. I don't often do it, to be honest. It's because I found it and I was like, you know what? I have a little bit left in the bag. I'm going to use it. So I'm going to put her back. At the minute she lives here. If there are any problems with her, then I will move her. But for now, she kind of lives here. So yeah, apart from the tip, we're fine. Some other updates. Can you see this? Can you see this? This is my gorgeous Monstera White Monster. And this is, it's still hardening, but it's kind of getting there now. I don't know what color this looks like on camera. It does have a slightly creamy tint when it's coming in. Late afternoon when the sun hits it, when it's like sunset, it goes almost like a golden color. It's really weird. You can actually see it on my Instagram reels as well. But this is generally what she'd be looking like. I've tried to kind of get rid of the gap that was here because she was sort of growing around another plant, but I've since moved said plant because I want her to look a lot nicer. So I have tried to do some maneuvering to close that gap. Really, I'm probably going to tie this ever so slightly just to move that like that before I take some beautiful photographs of her. But that's my Monstera White Monster. I knew someone was going to ask. What else? I'm not going to go through everything, obviously, because I'll need to do some kind of plant tour for that. This, oh my goodness, I hope this doesn't tank. It's been brought downstairs from upstairs. I really hope it just stays fine. This is my Anthurium Forgetii Dark Form. It does have an inflow on it here, but it's just, oh, it's so gorgeous. I've sprayed it, I've pest sprayed it, I've done everything, moving it down, and I just hope it's fine. Generally speaking, there are other plants here, but I'm not going to go into them. Those are just the notable things. So, on with the alocasia haul, guys. It's so hot as well. I'm sat in 24 degrees in March. It's been a warm day. I'm very, very hot. I'm kind of glad I don't have lights on me. Right, so the haul. I didn't think this would happen to me, but I have really gotten into my alocasia, kind of more specifically Variegated Alocasia. I know it's a terrible game to play, given that I've not taken care of them, to be honest, in a few years. I actually stopped stocking them at the shop just because they were too temperamental for me to sell and keep track of. So Bright Spark over here decided to get a load in. I will leave the links down below to where I got these from, if applicable, because they aren't always. A lot of these are from like private sellers, but I think one of them was on eBay. I can link that. There is another plant that I bought from a certain plant shop in the UK. And if you've been following my Instagram, it's not gone well. We will get to it, guys. We will get to it. So the first thing I want to show you in my alocasia plant haul is this guy. And you're probably thinking, why? Why? This is a gorgeous Alocasia silver dragon. He looks like this. He's very small. He's very small. Look at him on the back. Hopefully you can see that quite nice there. Looking very pretty. This new leaf has come out like with me, but it was sort of like unfurling when I bought it, and it was a bit sort of, I mean, you could tell it was just unfurling a bit funky, because it's been sat in a garden centre and it's obviously not great. This is from a tissue culture batch, essentially. So it was like one of the really, really mini plants in a garden centre. And I went to tour a garden centre like a week ago or something like that, maybe 2 weeks now. And while I was on my way out, I was like, listen, I don't want to have come here for nothing. So I picked up one of these. These are really nice when they get mature. And I think out of the dragons, I've gone for this one and not the dragon scale, but it's very, very pretty. Now, I have seen the Albo silver dragons. However, they are so expensive. If one popped up like a corm or something like that, I would totally be open to getting one and trying to grow it out, just because I know where I stand with these. So how different can the variegated ones really be? This one, since I've transitioned it to my pon, by the way, I didn't really let this acclimate at all. I've just transitioned it straight over, and this one looks fine. Whereas the platinum that you now can't see, where did it go? Where did it go? It's right there. The platinum that you now can't see, right there, is showing more signs of damage, whatever. So that's really cute. Not expecting much from him. Just really wanted to keep him. He was literally £5, guys. He was £5. And I thought, why not? I think that's the most common alocasia that I actually have in this haul, funny enough. The rest are arguably rarer. I'm going to take this next one out of its weird little housing, and I'm going to show you this. This is something that I knew I was taking a risk on because of the variegation, but I thought, you know what, let's just try. A lot of these alocasia, guys, if I've got a variegated alocasia, I'm actually thinking, okay, if this one doesn't work out, I'll take a corm from it when they grow and I will try again with that. So I'm not necessarily expecting this to be the one, but I might get a corm from it. And this is how it is at the moment. This is how I actually bought it. And I'm so close to basically transferring it into semi-hydro. So close, maybe a few days out, and then I will do it. I might do it next week. But if you can just see this guy here, this is a very, very small Alocasia Black Velvet Pink Variegata. Now, when I bought this, it did have another leaf. It's died off. The leaf was extremely Albo, okay? Now this, I will say this one thing, and I will be repeating this several times actually when I do some videos on variegated alocasia, sort of soon. But when you get a pink variegated something in the world of alocasia, it's basically Albo variegation, but due to the underside of the leaf or whatever else, it shows pink. So Albo variegation, pink variegation in the world of alocasia, it is the same thing, but yeah. You can actually see the pink coming through this. So yes, there was a leaf before this one, and it was very much like this. And I knew that would be a risk, but the other one's for sale because I got this from eBay. This is a tissue culture one. This is from Eden Lab, by the way, if anybody's ever heard of them. I will link them down below. They have an Etsy. They have an eBay. You will find them in the description. Really, really cool. So many variegated alocasia. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I bought this knowing it was a risk. I knew it was a risk, but it was quite cheap, if I'm honest. Really, really cheap. I couldn't find any corms at the time, so I went with this. So this just has roots at the minute. There is no corm. That is part of the risk, and I should probably do a video on this. It's not necessarily the best thing to buy variegated alocasia if there is no corm to start, if you're a bit worried about it. But anyway, so I bought that. It's done what I thought it might do, which is put out another really white leaf. But really, guys, I just wanted the genetics. This just has to be alive long enough to give me some corms if it can. So although this is very cute and very worrying, I'm not too worried. There are other reasons why I'm not too worried as well, but we will go over that when we get to it. But honestly, just bring it closer. It is very cute. You can see some of the pink coming through because of the back of the leaf. Like, it should be coming through pink if I show you the back. See what I mean? You can see it start to come in. So that's very, very cute. I will obviously throw up a picture of what these look like mature because they are absolutely breathtaking. And I will use the word breathtaking. Obviously, we're way off, guys. One of my freebies, because it's linked, because it's from Eden Lab, that's a freebie. This freebie is really, really awesome. And it's awesome because I used to have one of these in the shop. You guys admired it for like, I don't know, literally 2 to 3 years, because at the time, they weren't really being produced and you couldn't really get them. And it was just like this really weird alocasia that sort of fell by the wayside and no one cared, so no one produced it. Mine died. I think I repotted it. I really shouldn't have done that, but I repotted it and it died. So it's kind of cool to have one back. And that is this guy here. Let me just pick him up. I will try and move back with him. Sorry, I literally am sat on the floor in front of these plants. I know it's probably not the best for showing plants, but listen, it's cute. It's a vibe. So this here, if you can't tell, this is Alocasia reticulata. It's similar to a Zebrina. If you're thinking, wait a minute, similar to a Zebrina, it has very similar petioles, stems, whatever, but this is what you get with the leaf. You guys remember this in my shop? Oh, you guys loved this. So many people used to ask me about it. So this isn't for everybody. I completely appreciate that. It really isn't, guys, because it looks a bit chlorotic and I don't typically like stuff like that. And to be honest, if I hadn't owned this for myself, like originally, I probably still wouldn't. Like, I would look at a photo of it and I would just think, no, don't like it. Do you know what I mean? But because I've owned it, I think differently about it. It's not my favorite alocasia in the world, but it's really nice to sort of have it back when it died. I know it's not the same plant, the exact same plant, but do you know what I mean? It's just kind of nice. So thank you so much, Eden Lab, for sending me this, because they sent it in the pot as well, which is even better. The amazing, really affordable Amazon pots, by the way, that look like this. I've mentioned them before. This is the bigger size, actually. If I can show you this size here that my silver dragon is in. See that there? That's the smaller size. That's the bigger size. I'll link both of these in the description as well, because I know that a few of you guys are looking for them. I think I'm late to the party with those because basically everybody uses them. I just didn't know, because obviously in the shop I didn't need to use them. So anyway, I've also just popped this on to keep the petioles kind of in check. I got it from Amazon. I don't fully rate it. They have different sizes. I'll link those as well. I bought a set of different sizes because I've got a large one on my, you can't see them, on my giant formatter film to kind of keep it together. So I kind of recommend them, just maybe, it really depends on what you've got going on and the size of your alocasia and everything. But yeah, it's not very stable at all, but he's on there anyway. But that's him, very beautiful. He doesn't actually need this, by the way. I know some of these alocasia get, like, dare I say, leggy, if you know what I mean. If I just take this off really quickly. There. It doesn't really need it. It's only one leaf that is sort of bowing to the light a bit. The rest of them have actually stayed really, really pretty. So that's him there. I don't know if I can sort of put him on camera. Not really. Not really, that's a shame. We'll sort of put him there and he can just sit and chill. But yeah, these things here, you can get basically different things that are the same thing on the internet. And if anyone ever finds any nice ones, let me know. I did try and buy some clear ones and they were on the way, still from Amazon as well. They were on the way and then all of a sudden they just got refunded and cancelled on the way. So I then had to buy these. So that's a shame. But anyway. Right, the next plant. Ooh, I'm going to leave that one. The really pretty variegated one near the end. So it's corm time. It's corm time, guys. If you don't know what a corm is, it is basically the bulb that the alocasia grows from, right? And alocasia can make their own, basically. Now, I'll keep that one with that one because I bought a plant. You will see it later on. And I went corm digging. That's what I wanted to repot it straight away. I just really wanted to. And I went corm digging and I was lucky enough to find a corm in with the plant. So I'm really, really happy about that. So this follows really nicely on, but I have this and I did buy this. Can you see what that says? This says Alocasia Black Velvet Variegated. It is the same as this. Okay, it is the same, but it's from a different seller, and this is a corm. And I would love to be able to actually show you the corm. Now, people are going to ask me, oh, did you peel it? Did you do all of that? I kind of haven't. I was a bit worried about peeling them, and I know that, listen, when they grow out of the soil, when they're in, with a bigger plant or something, they survive just fine. So given that I'm very new to this, I didn't want to do anything stupid with it. So if it was obviously something that could be peeled and removed, then I peeled it, but I didn't actively go to do it. I'll try and tip this the best I can towards the camera. But you should be able to see there is a little corm just sat there. And it's sat, because people are going to ask, in the usual fluval stratum. I actually bought some because that is just... it's like the thing everyone roots alocasia corms in. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to pretend I know more than everyone else that's been doing this for years. I'll just buy fluval. So you'll see a few things from now on, pretty much anyway, in fluval, unless I otherwise say so. But he's only been in there. I've had this guy less than a week, so he's only been in there like a week. He's sat in, all of these are actually sat in my cabinet, which is getting... at least today, we're at 70% humidity and it's like 25 degrees in there. Sorry guys, my hair is... I'm like sweating. I'm really hot. This is ridiculous. Yeah, so it's like 25 degrees in there. It's 25 degrees out here, but you get the point. So hopefully in a couple of weeks we will see something and the plant will start to root. There is a little bit of water in the bottom. You probably can't massively tell, but not too much. But that there just keeps it at 100% humidity. I got these little tubs that I think they're sauce tubs. I picked it up from my local, I don't know what you'd call it, but in the UK, if you're in the UK, you'll know it. It's B&M I got them from. And they're very, very cute for corms, actually. I do have a plan when they get bigger. Without having to depot them. So the next plant is also a corm. A big shame, but there's no way I could afford an actual full-size one. And this one, maybe I could have peeled this more, and I haven't, guys. But you know what? I don't want to fuck up. But this one here, can you see what this says? Yes, this is alocasia venom. Can you see what I mean? I've not fully peeled it. I've sort of left it. But again, it's in fluval stratum, and hopefully it will start to root. I really hope that's fine that I haven't really peeled that one. I've kind of left it. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, should I have maybe peeled it? I don't know. But that's what that looks like. I realize these are very boring. I understand that. We've only got one more corm before it's back into actual alocasia, okay? But I might save that for last. Obviously, while I've been talking about these corms, I will have put photographs of what they actually are, so you know, because this is not fun. So those are my 3 corms. I have one more that I will show you at the end that is actually in this. It's very humid and it's grown very fast. I'll show you this one at the end because this is possibly like a holy grail alocasia. That was a surprise at my door, actually. I wanted it, but I actually didn't buy that, so very excited. So, I'll go with another freebie, and yes, it is a freebie. I promise I'm not lying to you. With this mystery corm that is shooting up at the moment, I got sent this. So I basically got a box, and I did not know what was in it at all. I don't know if the seller knew that because they didn't deal with me, but I got a box. I didn't know what was in it at all. And I got sent this as a freebie, and I'm forever grateful. This is wonderful. I actually can't wait to see how this grows. So this here, if I lift it up, you may have already seen this on my Instagram. I couldn't wait any longer. If I show you one leaf before another, this here, can you see this? This is Alocasia Serendipity. I guess it's just pink variegated, and it's so pretty, guys. So the plant itself has really dark leaves, really dark veins, very dark petioles as well. Look how dark that is. Can you see? I'll do that on the back. You should be able to see how nice that is. Now the newer leaf has sized up instantly, and I got it sent to me with just these 2 leaves. Obviously, there's another one on the way, and we will get to that. But if I can just show you the new one, there's not a ton of variegation, right? But what is there is so pretty. I can't even tell you. It's so pretty. These come through so pink. I'm actually surprised. Even a very little amount of variegation, unlike that one, which I suspect is actually burnt a little bit. Not burnt, but it's been a bit overexposed. Even low amounts of variegation show the most gorgeous pink. I hope it's coming off. I realize it's very light in here, but if I actually bend that away from the light a bit. Can you see what I'm saying? It comes through gorgeous. Right, so it's coming through the new leaf and I can't personally see any variegation on it, but again, same thing applies. I just need one of its babies to produce half decent variegation, which is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. This came to me like this, by the way. I haven't repotted it yet or anything, and I'll probably leave it a while. But eventually, when it produces a corm, I might have better luck, from the corms. So I'll certainly be trying to set these off when I eventually get some, because it will happen, and we'll see how it goes. I know you should not do this at all. Personally, I can't see anything, actually, on there. It's really difficult to see, but I can't see anything at the moment. It looks to be borderline reverted, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm very, very psyched to have this because these cost a bit of money. They cost a bit of money. So that is Alocasia Serendipity Variegated, pink variegated. And look at that. Seller was very, very, very kind in giving me that. So thank you so much. I really can't wait to see what happens. And I've decided where to put it as well, because I know these get very big. Again, I will put in like a picture for you or whatever. These can get absolutely massive. And I've decided where to put it, but I'll not tell you because it's not going to be relevant for a long time. Because honestly, the rest of them are probably going to live borderline in my cabinet. That's kind of like my new plan for the cabinet, is to make it kind of an alocasia cabinet, which is nice because I didn't really have a plan for it prior to this. So that's really, really cool. You're probably already screaming at me for liking pink variegates, by the way. I completely take that in this video because I'm known for not liking pink, and here I am. I don't know what's going on. I just realized with alocasia, some of the stuff you can get is just gorgeous. Right, so I think we're going to go on to the corm. That was the item that was bought with this Serendipity, the one that was free. I don't know if everyone will know this, but alocasia lovers will. So I'm just going to very gently put that on the floor. So scared to even breathe on this, honestly. I'm just going to turn it round. I'm just going to show you what it is. Can you read this? So alocasia lovers among you will probably be psyched right now. Absolutely psyched. And look, when I got this, it was packaged and it was, the head of the corm was level with this glass inside this shot glass. It's already grown above it. So this is really, really cool. So this, when I put pictures of this plant next to me, you are going to just die. This is Alocasia Chantrieri pink variegated, and oh my God. Literally, I'm gonna just put this back in the jar, literally, right? You need to understand these things are not cheap at all. And it was like a wish list plant, but I didn't ever expect to be gifted it essentially. So, oh my God. Not from the seller, by the way, this was paid for, but the Serendipity was gifted. Guys, this plant, I actually think this plant set off my pink variegation thing, that and probably the black velvet, because I can't explain what's happened to me. I can't explain it. I don't understand it. I'm excited beyond words to see how that comes out. Am I terrified that it's going to die? Yes. However, this one is a corm, which I know I mentioned I sort of alluded to it earlier on in the video, but this is a little bit better if something goes wrong, if you get an alocasia and grow it from the corm, because if something goes wrong, as long as the corm hasn't rotted, you can try and grow it back. So say you get root rot and all the roots come off, you can potentially save your plant. But I'm so excited about this, guys. I can't even tell you. I have plans for this when this grows, obviously. And I'll kind of show you what I mean with this next plant, because I did my own little thing with this plant. So this next plant is going to surprise you guys probably quite a bit. All of them are probably going to surprise you. Maybe the venom wouldn't have, because I've mentioned that on the Alocasia Rare Plant Index, which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, go and see it. So yeah, so funny enough, in that video, I commented on the regular version of this plant, and I was just like, yeah, it's actually not that good in real life. I used to want it, and now I don't. And I've gone and bloody bought it, guys. I really have. But I bought a variegated version. Now, the reason I bought the variegated version was, again, when I looked up the Alocasia Chantrieri, right, and all the other pink stuff, and I was just having the best time, I actually saw some images of this plant, and I was like, oh my God, I'll never find that. Can I find a corm? Because that's like the cheap way to do it, obviously. And I actually found the whole plant. And I thought, just this once, I'm going to try and invest in it. And this is really, really lucky because I ended up with a corm that, did I even bring it down? I've not brought the corm from the cabinet, but it doesn't really matter because it's a corm from this plant. Anyway, guys, I'll not talk too much. I bought this. It's unfortunately yellowing, but I'm sure it'll be fine. This here, I'm so sorry. It's Alocasia Pink Dragon, but it's variegated. Now it's got white variegation on it, and the variegation is really good, you know. It's really good. It's got a lovely good spread on it, and I'm quite enjoying it. If I just show you up close, I know that it's really, really clustered together. That's what it looks like. Now then, this situation, we should talk about it. Right, so basically, it was in Koya. I wanted that out of Koya straight away because I haven't dealt with Koya for years, and the chance of me killing something when it's in Koya is really high. I learned this when I bought in my Philodendron Florida Ghost, like near the end of last year. It was just bad times. So I just learned, and I thought, hey, I've got Fluval Stratum. I'll put it in that first, and then I'll transition it to Pon. I could have put it straight in Pon, but it came to me, and honestly, this already doesn't look as pale as what it did when it came to me. So I thought, let's just give it the nutrients really slowly, really, really slowly. And I repotted it, I dug for corms, I got the corm out of it. So I put it in Fluval Stratum. This is so makeshift, I can't even tell you. But I already had some of this cord here that I bought from Amazon, right, for a wick. I rammed some scissors inside literally one of these plastic cup. I literally rammed some scissors, two holes in the bottom. I threaded this cord through, and then obviously I planted up the Alocasia in it. Now, I couldn't find anything to sort of plop this cup further up in this one. Do you see what I'm saying? Like if I just put two plastic cups inside each other, they're going to pretty much go to the bottom, right? So I wedged on one of the little corm pots that I've been using. I just wedged it on the bottom and used that as like a mini water reservoir, really. And then just in case it fell off, because it can, I then just dropped it into another cup. So this is really, really makeshift, but that's kind of what it looks like at the minute. And I didn't plant it too far up because I didn't want insane roots, because I don't really know how long I plan to kind of like leave it in there, to be honest. But that's a really cool thing. Now, the thing that is not cool, guys, is the shop I got this from. So there should be another plant in this haul today, and there isn't. Because if you followed my Instagram, you'll know exactly where I'm going with this, but I did actually order from the same website as this one, an Alocasia Longaloba Purple, right? I don't want to go into the full thing because honestly, I'll just do it in a repot and I'll cover the whole thing. I'll tell you all the tea. I'll tell you what's gone down and what's happened. At the minute, I'm just giving the shop like a couple of days to try and sort this. You're seeing this on the Friday. They've told me that they might have it by the end of the week. So I'm just giving it those extra few days. Right, the extra few days, and I will be telling you all about them. But basically, I can't really tell you where I got this from. All the other plants, by the way, are from like private sellers on Facebook, so fair enough. But I can't tell you where I got this one from just yet because I can't recommend where I got this from because the service I've received has just been ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. With the other plant mainly. So that is really disappointing because I ordered the other plant before this one, and I ordered it on the 6th of March, and I was just pissed around basically by whoever the customer service person was by emails basically saying, oh, it takes, you know, you've ordered it from an expert range, so it takes this long to dispatch and blah, blah, blah. I got this one sooner than that. This one, I've got no complaints. Yeah, all right, it's a bit pale, it's a bit upset, but whatever. What I will say is I bought this in like it said something like, you know, like 10 centimeter pot. This is definitely a plug that was barely removed from like the plug pot and just put in a 10 centimeter pot, which could be why it went all pale, and I don't know. I really don't know. But you could tell that's not how it was immediately prior to planting it up, basically. Anyone could tell. Look, I've done this job often enough. That wasn't really my gripe. I didn't get the other one, and I'm still fighting with them. And it was just the other day, it was just yesterday actually, they finally got in touch with me, and the owner was like, I'm really sorry for the service you received, blah, 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 blah. Here's my email. I will handle this with you. And you know, I will give you the update when I figure out like what's going on with it or whatever. Email me anytime. And I'm just kind of like, no one else would get that. It's because I went through Instagram and they've seen my account or whatever. So I'm not very happy with them, but I'm just giving them a couple more days. I'm sorry, I realize this is garbled. My battery's going to go, so I'm going to start speeding up slightly. I'm not very happy, but the pink dragon itself, and I will put some pictures up next to me, is going to be gorgeous. So I know I gave it, guys. I know I gave it a lot. I gave it a lot on the Red Plant Index, basically saying, hey, a bit crap in real life, but these things, when they're variegated, look beautiful. So that's why I have it. And I did get a corm out of it as well. So I've kind of hopefully got 2. And I would love to grow mine from scratch and see how we go. So you will absolutely get updates on these. You will definitely get an update on this situation, and I will tell you who the shop is. I will just wait literally till next week. Just giving them a few more days. Look, I'm trying to give them as much grace as possible because I don't want anybody turning around and basically saying, you didn't give them a chance, you didn't give them a chance. I know I've given them a lot of chances, but I'm going to give them more of a chance. Backstory, by the way, a few of you got in touch with me from my Instagram stories and you could actually guess the shop. And it turns out this shop's done it to nearly everybody, but yeah, I'll get into that next time. But apart from that, thank you so much for listening to my little haul today. I'm very excited for some of these, very excited. I will definitely list this seller, Eden Lab, in the description. This one doesn't really matter. It was from a local garden centre, and all the rest were just random private sellers, really, so I can't really list those. This, we will get to this. We will get to this. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this haul. I will love you and leave you. I've really enjoyed it. I'm now going to go get a chair, I think. And I need to cool down, so I might go and stand outside for 10 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know which one your favorite is. Any comments you want to leave, feel free. In the meantime, until my next video, YouTube thinks that these videos would be a good watch. So give them a click. Bye, guys.